We here tonight would like to debate some of the greatest and worst sports movies of all time, Pride. So tonight on the Throwdown, let's welcome in the left corner, Matt Atchity, editor-in-chief of RottenTomatoes.com. Looks like he has a few on his shirt. In the right corner, we welcome Vince Mancini, editor-in-chief of FilmDrunk.com. He looks the part, high expectations. Let's start off with the biggies. What is the all-time best sports comedy movie ever? Vince, you're up first.
I'm going Last Boy Scout. Technically a football movie, kind of a stretch, but great movie.
I would expect that answer from you. That's a film you could follow while intoxicated. Very nicely done, Vince. You're playing your position. Matt, your response.
My response, first of all, I didn't realize we were counting unintentional comedy. I would say really it has to be Caddyshack. It begins and ends with Caddyshack. When you look up the ABCs of comedy, C for Caddyshack.
Wow.
Now even Vince agrees now. He's like, yep.
No, that's what an older man would pick.
Oh. Yeah, whoa. All right, time for best football movie of all time. So, Matt, what's your pick for the football movie?
You know, I will admit that I'm opening up myself to criticism. I know that there's arguments about whether or not it's fake, whether or not it actually happened. But I got to tell you, to this day, in Rudy, from the time that they start putting their jerseys down on the coach's desk to the end of the film, I start crying. I got to go with Rudy.
I know it. All right, okay.
Wow, okay.
Rudy.
Okay.
All right, Vince, who you got?
Well, I always thought Rudy was kind of a tool. Too much for me to root for him. So, you know, I got to go Last Boy Scout again because it is the football was the sport that it is. I don't want to repeat myself, but it is a football movie.
You know, he's consistent. I like that.
Got to give him that.
That is pretty good.
Got to give him that.
They're going to remake Rudy. It's the Matt Nightingale story.
All right, well, being the only chick on the set, Vince, how about the best chick flick sports movie out there? What do you think?
I'm going to go Summer Catch with Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jessica Biel. I don't know if it technically qualifies as a chick flick since the best part of it was Jessica Biel coming out of the pool in the pink bikini. But still, I think definite chick flick sports movie.
Oh, man. Matt, what do you think? Definite part, by the way, yes, Jessica Biel.
You know, as much as I love Jessica Biel and the less clothes she's got on, the better, I got to go with the movie that gave us the fantastic line, "There's no crying in baseball," A League of Their Own. It's got to be one of the greatest chick sports movies really ever made.
I like where Matt went with that one, because he basically said you got to be a woman to appreciate A League of Their Own. That's not made for men. Nicely done.
Sweet. All right, here's a weird one, a curveball, best golf movie. Let's see, let's go with Matt first.
You know, I am going to repeat myself. I'm going to throw that right hook that still works, Caddyshack. It's, you know, Tim Cup is a good one. Happy Gilmore's a good one, but I got to go with Caddyshack.
Gilmore's my favorite. I hear you. Okay, all right, Vince.
I mean, I got to go Happy Gilmore. That's sort of the next generation's Caddyshack. I feel like I remember the nudity more than I remember the comedy in Caddyshack, whereas Happy Gilmore, I remember the comedy a little more.
Wow,
Yeah.
no Bagger Vance there at all, huh? No, I'm still the only person in the world that enjoyed that movie.
Sorry.
Not even you.
I would not say that out loud.
Yeah, not even going to help me out there. All right, Matt, let's start with you. Let's get down to brass tacks. What is the worst sports movie ever?
You know, so many to choose from. I got to say, as much as I love Caddyshack, Caddyshack 2 may be the worst sports movie. Everybody involved in that, including Chevy Chase, should be embarrassed. It almost takes away from the original. It's so terrible.
All right, that's a good choice. Vince, what do you got?
Well, you know, I never saw Who's Your Caddy, starring Big Boy from Outkast. That seems like it would have been a definite possibility. But I just saw Here Comes the Boom, starring Kevin James. And I got to go with that one because it's one of those movies that's bad, but it's not even bad enough to be funny or interesting. It's just sort of there, like someone just wrote an outline and didn't fill it in. So that's my choice.
We just had a Who's Your Caddy reference. That's amazing.
It is.
That's amazing. He ate the whole wheel of cheese. He's going to be hard to beat. Here is your tiebreaker. What is your best quote from any sports movie ever? I'm going to start with Vince.
I'm going to try not to swear, but in Slapshot, when the Hanson brothers are listening to the song and he's getting an earful from the ref and he says, "I'm listening to the effing song," I think that is my favorite line from any sports movie.
All right, Matt, what do you got?
You know, I had one. Can I change up what I originally was thinking of? Can I do a last bit? Can I call an audible?
All right, sure.
No,
What do you
no.
got?
All right, I'm going to say I have to go with Euchre in Major League when he says, just a bit outside. That works on so many levels, can be used in so many different situations.
I see you using that in most situations. I don't put that beyond you. Who do you like, PJ? Who's?
What, the best quote of all?
Well, no. Who do you think wins a throw?
Between these guys, I think Vince is my man for this.
Yeah.
He had some really creative. Maybe it's my generation.
Yeah, he got you with Happy
He
Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore is my jam, so I think you know, my boy. I'm going with
still not
Vince.
past
I'll take
Who's
it.
Your Caddy. That was impressive.
Yes, also my pick.
I want to thank Matt Atchity of RottenTomatoes.com for taking part. I also want to thank Vince Mancini of FilmDrunk.com. Our demographic will appreciate how he watches his films. Intoxicated. Thank you for knowing you tonight in our audience. You are the winner of the Throwdown Oscars edition. Thanks for coming on, my man.